That's empirical evidence.
We dig deep with the decision makers, hold the powerful accountable, and keep the conversation alive on social media. Join Maryann Okon every Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. for the most interesting news and current affairs show on radio.
I'm so sorry. I hate it when people make assertions from very skewed and biased places.
Hard Facts on Nigeria Info 99.3. Let's talk.
Seven minutes past the 3 o'clock hour, welcoming you to the best conversations that we have on the radio, and you cannot find it anywhere else. It's only happening on the nation's number one talk news and sports radio station. We are Nigeria's number one talk news and sports. See, this name that we have, hey, we earned it. Yeah. My name is Maryann Okon. Welcome to Hard Facts. So this will be your most authentic news experience on the radio. From now till 6 p.m. we start off with the big three stories for today, and right after that we move into conversations across the borders, and that's for Global Review. Every Thursday we go outside of Nigeria to talk about political events outside our borders, and today we're ducking in Canada because Justin Trudeau recently announced he was resigning as Prime Minister, and then of course everyone's wondering what next. The elections are not coming anytime soon. Who's taking over? What's going to happen? My guest is going to be joining me from the United States. He is a geopolitics expert, so he'll join me on the 4 o'clock hour as we talk about Justin Trudeau, his resignation and the future of Canada, and if it does have anything to do with, you know, the coming of Donald Trump. And on the 5 o'clock hour, I'm sure you've seen that video of a teacher, a school teacher, slapping a 3-year-old like she was fighting an adult. We're going to talk about how to identify and deal with child abuse. Once again, my name is Maryann Okon, welcoming you to the show. Let's get straight into the business for today, and that is the big three.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the big three stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big Three every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
This is Hard Facts.
It is, and we only deal with the facts, and that's why we're starting with the stories in the papers today. Well, Nigeria, we hear, is set, Nigeria is telling the United Nations to probe Boko Haram's funding and training. I'll take it again. Nigeria is telling the United Nations to probe Boko Haram's funding and training. Sorry, I've come. Where's the list that the United Arab Emirates, it's not your country. They found a list, sent it to you. What's that list? Did you do anything with that list? Okay. Apart from that list, is the United Nations supposed to do your job for you? Why should they be probing funding when that funding is funneling through into your system? And should Nigeria be asking the United Nations to do this for them? I mean, I might be wrong. The United Nations might be able to help us to deal with Boko Haram. Federal government won't approve 100% tariff hikes for telcos, says minister. Now, there's been that rumor that, telcos were going to have a tariff increase. What did we hear? They came out and told us that, there will not be any tariff increase. No, it's not going to happen. Then all of a sudden, you come back and tell us, well, there will be an increase. It's just not going to be 100%. Can you guys just be straight with us for once in this country? Just tell the truth. Or you're trying to ease us into it, so that, it's blow by blow. It's not everything at once. It's in the space of a few weeks. You tell us stories that, oh, don't worry, it's not necessarily a tariff hike, we're not going to let that happen. And then you say, oh, well, it is going to be a tariff hike. It's just that it's not going to be 100% because we're not going to let it. But let me ask you, fellow Nigerians, how ready are you for a telco tariff hike? Are you ready? I mean, we've seen hikes in everything, including fuel, petrol. And there's been a hike in how much you pay for power. And now the telcos are saying, hey, we're not going to take a back sit on this one. We're jumping in. Are you ready? And my final big story for today says states race to build airports as hunger bites harder. Hey, what's the economic worth of these airports? I mean, what do they bring for these states? Because I think I heard Kofi ask that question earlier, and I'm thinking to myself, the states that are, pushing to have these airports, what's the economic viability of those airports? I mean, if you have a mining activity going on like Zamfara, I'd be like, okay, great. But what's happening? Look at the Calabar Margaret Ekpo International Airport. Man, how many airlines go there? Nothing is happening. They killed everything, including the tourism. So nothing's happening. And so the flights there are just very unpredictable. And that's Calabar. So all of these other places that are building airports, what's the economic viability of those airports? It's just there because you want to. It's just another white elephant project where, you can just pump money into. Or what exactly is it? And did you ask your people if the airports are their priority? I've come again. 0201-277-0993. That's the number for you to call. Welcome to Hard Fact. These are the big three stories for today. Nigeria to the United Nations. Probe Boko Haram funding and training. Okay. Federal government won't approve 100% tariff hike for telcos, says the minister. And states race to build airports. Shall I give you some details so you have some context? Okay, let me do that. Oh, the mics are acting up again. All right, we're going to need our maintenance guys in the studio. The mic's singing a new tune. Anyway, call 0201-277-0993, 0201-465-7190 if you are a lady. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Join the conversation if you're listening from outside of the country via Skype. We are Nigeria Info FM. But in the meantime, let me give you some background, okay, so that when you're making your comments, they're informed. Here in Lagos, when reports emerged a few years ago about Jigawa State's plan to build an airport, many were left confused, especially in the midst of the poverty of the people of that state. Did you see how much they budgeted for something? Yeah. What was that thing? Late last year, we talked about it. I'm going to look for it. So, 11 years after Dutse International Airport was commissioned by former President Goodluck Jonathan after being built by Governor Sule Lamido, critics' concerns now appear justified as checks reveal that the airport is not thriving because who they go Dutse? This is despite the fact that the new world under the Lamido administration was reported to have spent $55.24 million. That's about 4 billion naira. Going by the prevailing exchange rate, actually, in building that airport. However, Jigawa is not alone in what has now become an exciting contest of these state governors to build airports. So Dauda Lawal of Zamfara State flagged off for construction last year with Festus Keyamo there. Alex Oti of Abia State. I mean, I think Abia State deserves an airport. Don't get me wrong. I love that there's a train that leaves from Port Harcourt to Aba. Beautiful. It's smooth, straight. But there are some of us who don't live in Port Harcourt and we want to go to Aba. Can we fly there? There's a lot of business going on in our area and back and forth. So Alex Otis might be okay. But there have been scathing criticisms about these airports. And that's why I'm asking, What's the economic viability of some of these airports? And for the telco situation, I'm not going to give you some background because you already know we've been talking about this forever and ever. But let's talk about the United Nations and Nigeria, calling on them to... All right, let me read that story. Nigeria has called on the United Nations to investigate the funding and training of Boko Haram terrorists. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, made the call in a recent interview with Al Jazeera. Now, Musa said that there was intentional or international, I beg your pardon, flow of funding for terrorists, stressing the need for the United Nations to come in and trace and track it. What happened to us tracking and tracing too? I mean, we've got collaborations with Homeland and all of these things. There's Interpol and all. Why can't we collaborate with them? Why are we waiting for the United Nations? Anyway, Daily Trust newspaper reports that the CDS called on the international community for investigation. Actually, it's because of the new trick by Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorists who are now deploying drones for surveillance ahead of launching attacks on security operatives. Where are our own drones? Are we not supposed to be 10 steps ahead of these guys? More than a decade later. I think the army is doing a great job, but whatever happened to putting more of our money into intelligence development and AI? If these crooked people, these killers, are doing that, why can't we as a country do it? Anyway, maybe the United Nations will help us. Let's talk Lagos. 60 seconds is all you have. Go straight to the point. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, actually, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Is Chris calling from Ikoyi.
Go ahead.
Quick one, we are asking United Nations. No, not me. I'm not the government or the man you just mentioned. The Arab Emirates, the ones they prosecuted or the one they jailed in their place, is the United Nations that did that for them. Maybe they promised that they can do this, especially Kashim Shettima, who says he's going to be in charge of security. Today, now, you are not calling United Nations. They have other things to do now. When I say we don't, at times, these guys, I don't want to say they don't know what they're doing. That's what they call shame. It's not in that dictionary. And for me, the man who said that we increase tariff, when he was saying it that day, Kofi was reading it and I was laughing. I said, these people, like Rapu Chuku will say, today now, they will not increase 100%. I don't blame them. Let them increase. Everything has gone up. Those who are giving bravo to this government, I always say it, we all are in for it. Isn't all of us are suffering it? Let them increase. They themselves have tried. Thank you, Action Lady.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Maryann. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Stanley from Ikeja.
Stanley, go ahead, please.
Talking about the Nigerian calling on United Nations to help probe funding of Boko Haram. So, is it that in this country we always like to do something upside down? We have been given the list by the United Arab Emirates. What was the outcome of that list? Our government did not do nothing. Now they are calling on the United Nations to come and help. And doing what when we cannot help ourselves? What are we talking about in this country? Maryann, thank you for the situation of this country. Sometimes I don't want to talk about it. But
thank you for calling. I know. Thank you for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is Chike calling from Apapa.
Go ahead, Chike.
So, Maryann, a situation where somebody bring out his billions of naira or in dollar to buy weapon and recruit young men to go and fight. So, you now say you are an army, you kill 20 out of the terrorists. The sponsor will recruit another 40 to replace the 20 that they have killed. And it continues like that, on and on. So how do you expect insecurity to go? Until we begin to go after those sponsors.
But that's what the CDS is saying now, that the international community needs to help us.
There's nothing to help there. The information, how can they be able to trace somebody who make an ordinary phone calls on radio station and the person was tracked? You talk on social media and they will trace you to where you are and we fish you out, and it is very difficult for them to. You know that some of these bandits, I saw some on social media where they are even doing giveaway on videos. people are sending their account number for them to give them money. And the government are saying that they need help. They know what is happening. They know
knowing what is happening and knowing what to do to deal with it are two different things.
They are deceiving us.
Do you also not know what is happening? Do you not know that Boko Haram are killing people?
The government is aware of those sponsors. They know who they are, and they are benefiting from it.
Okay. All right.
There's nothing more than that.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. Because of time, that's why I'm letting you go, okay? Hello, 60 seconds is all you have. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Kokoti. Calling from Lagos Island. It's quite funny how Nigerians are calling on the UN to help us, the United Nations to help us. They gave us a list some time back. Have they investigated those lists? Nothing was done. They're just sitting back, and now they're calling on UN to come and help.
Maybe the list was a dead end. Maybe there was nothing to investigate on the list. Maybe it was a dead end.
Yeah, at least you have to give a try and let them see. Maybe you are not able to do these people and then okay. But since the list was given, we have not heard anything about calling anybody out. Said okay, so person was arrested. This was done. Nothing. Now they are calling on the UN. About the issue of you don't even need to get surprised because Nigeria, anything can happen. They can just wake up one morning and say they are going to do one thing. Increment is an increment. So nothing to surprise about.
Thank you very much for calling. 60 seconds is all you have, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann.
Good afternoon.
My name is Mazuda.
Go ahead.
Maryann, Nigerians are saying that because military say UN should come and help. We Nigerians, do we help ourselves? So we don't know how to take these politicians out of our road and bring new politicians that can do the better things. And you are blaming the people and you blame yourself that they don't know how to solve your own problem. You are the one that are having the problem. And you never one day bring idea how to take the power from this set of the politicians that is in charge right now. And you are accusing the other people that they are calling UN to come and help. If the UN can come to help, it's better now. But you two that's talking, I've never helped yourself.
All right.
So
Majude, I have to let you go because of time. We have to go on a break now. Thank you for calling. I do appreciate it. We've got to go on a break when we come back. We're still taking your thoughts on the big three stories. It's still Hard Facts. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
This is Ireti Bakari Yusuf, the host of Borderlines. First and foremost, it's been a whole year of the new show, Borderlines. We've covered several global issues, and we will continue to cover even more. Now, if you have any suggestions regarding Borderlines, whether it's how you want us to be better, what you want us to change, it'll be an interesting thing to learn from you. We will be most appreciative if you could share it with us. You will have to go to any of the Borderlines posts. Borderlines on YouTube at Nigeria Info 99.3, on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos, on Facebook, we post all the Borderline posts there, and also on Twitter, which is now called X. Just go there in the comment section, put your suggestions, and honestly, we're going to review as many of them as possible. If you like, you can hashtag Borderlines, all right? And if there's a story that you had been wanting us to cover, global events, global news, that's what we talk about. Until then, have a fabulous new year. Bye-bye, all the best.
In 1994, Sada Masali, a passionate pastry enthusiast, opened the doors to Chocolat Royal, a French patisserie with one simple goal: to bring joy to the neighborhood through the art of baking. Word spread quickly and the little bakery became a cherished part of the community. Chocolat Royal is where delicious memories are created, one pastry at a time. But it's not just about the sweets. It's about the people. It's about the friendships, the laughter, and the moments shared over a warm cup of coffee and a perfectly crafted croissant. To our dedicated team, past and present, thank you for your hard work, passion, and creativity. You've made Chocolat Royal a household name for sweetness and quality. Cheers to 30 years of creating delicious memories and many more to come.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
There's a reason why over 1 million people tune into Hard Facts every day. We discuss in-depth stories with sources behind the facts.
The Lagos State High Court has
suspended the Chicago certificate story. It's never going away, is it? Show with stories for the day.
You hear diverse voices and opinions.
And she was meeting campaign with her husband, knowing that.
You should not feel happy because there is nothing to happy about.
Yeah, it's quite pathetic the way the country is going.
We distinguish each story accurately with analysis.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
This is Hard Facts.
Yes, it is, and we're back. We're looking at the big three stories for today. First, Nigeria is asking the United Nations to help in tracking the funding and training of Boko Haram. They need the help. Well, the army chief is saying, the chief of defense staff, I beg your pardon, is saying, we need the help of the international community to deal with this situation. Federal government, we hear, will not approve 100% tariff hike for telcos, even though they told us that there was not going to be any tariff hike. And finally, states race to build airports. And I'm asking myself, who came to us, the people, to ask us what we need? What's our priority? What's our earnest desire right now from leadership? Nobody. They're just building the airports because they think that that's what's going to be good for us. But then, what's the economic viability of these airports that they're building? I'm just asking. And does your state have an airport? When was the last time you flew through it? Mike was on the phone before we went on that break. I don't know if he's still there. Mike, are you still? Oh my goodness, no, he's not. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, I'm still there.
Okay, Mike, go ahead.
Bless you, Mike. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Yes.
Concerning this probing and funding or training of Boko Haram, I want to tell you that, madam, what is happening in Nigeria is internal sabotage. How can a rat that stays outside will come and know that there is meat inside the house? Is it not the rat inside the house that will go and tell the outsider, I say, come, there's a lake of cow inside the house, let's go and eat. The problem we are having in Nigeria is internal sabotage. As in the percentage or whatever, 100% or whatever tariff. This is not the first time they've been dealing with us. The light issue, the petrol issue, this one again will come and say, the airport issue is not a priority. It's a way for the government or the governors to see what to produce, especially that have not taken money from the national port. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Mike from Agbara, for calling. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Maryann, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Sorry. Good afternoon, ma. I'm sorry.
Hello.
Maryann.
I can hear you.
You see, this government, not just this government, government must always find somewhere to put money. You understand? Can you hear me?
Robert, go ahead. You don't have time.
Okay, I will stick to the time. Government must always find somewhere to put money. They are seeking for foreigners to come and help you fish out the sponsor for book. Where is your intelligence? I know how much they budgeted for security this year on that budget. Billions of naira. So you want to spend another money again for outsiders to come and tell you how to. But you to spend money the way they like. One day they will get out of that place. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robert, for calling. I appreciate it. I'm going to go to WhatsApp quickly to read some messages, and then I'll come back to the phone lines. We're live, facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM. We're also live on YouTube. You can join the conversation there. Post your comment on the live stream. I would also like to read from you. On WhatsApp, it's 0809-5975 805. Okay. Chooks from Ikorodu says, oh, she's under the weather, love. She'll be back soon. This one says, it's only in Nigeria that anything happens. It's unfortunate that Mr. President has the list of those sponsoring the biggest enemies of the nation, yet calling on the United Nations for help. There's a big problem. The president is afraid of these bad guys. The chief security cannot release the list. Now, wow, Yomi, thank you for your message. This one says Nigeria asking the United Nations to investigate the probe and probe those sponsoring Boko Haram in Nigeria is a political statement. A certain foreign power is involved in the insecurity in Nigeria, and the Nigerian state does not have the might to confront that state. So Nigeria is indirectly telling the state to stop sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria by asking the United Nations to investigate. Usman. Well, this one here is from Ralph in Satellite Town, and he says the former president or the former and present government couldn't call the names then because the names are, what does that even mean? If it happens to be Chinedu and Emeka and Shegun, they will move into action immediately. I don't want you to make this about a certain region, Ralph, okay? Terrorism is terrorism, no matter who's doing it, okay? Someone here says, I don't think they're building any airports for the people. They're doing it for themselves. Things like good roads, good education system, creating enough job opportunities and working on their insecurities for their farmers to go back to the farmlands wouldn't be bad. Those are the things that 99% of, I'm sure you're saying 99% of what Nigerians need, not an airport. Olushoga Ajayi, thank you. This one says, Maryann, good afternoon. Where is Joy, please? She's under the weather. She'll be back soon. And that's the last time I'm going to speak about it, okay? Let her rest. She'll be back. Requesting United Nations probe international funding of terrorism does not make any sense.